Hello. I said hello into the camera, but stuff still happens. So what's up? Drew Barrymore is a fucking scab. Now and forevermore, she's a scab. If you didn't know, I didn't know, Drew Barrymore has a talk show that's written. It's a scripted talk show. She decided that in the middle of a writer's strike, she was gonna bring back her show that uses writers. She was like, nah, trust me, it's fine. It's cool that I'm doing this. And also, don't worry about it. But the interesting thing about that is that she's a fucking scab. Her own writers are on the picket line outside of her recording, and there's not much more to say here besides Drew Barrymore decided to bring back her show, crossing the picket line, breaking the strike, and is a fucking scab. I don't know, have I made it clear yet? I hope that I've gotten that message across. There's a new iPhone. It has USB-C. That's it. Yeah, Apple had their event yesterday and they announced their new iPhone. It's got USB-C because they had to, because EU regulators forced them to. And everything else is like completely unnecessary. It's got a titanium frame. Guys, buy it! Notably, despite the fact that USB-C is capable of like incredibly good speeds, you straight up don't get good transfer speeds if you don't have the Pro model. They just made it so that their base models don't have good USB-C ports. They just don't. And look, I get it, it's niche. Not everybody needs to transfer big files to and from their phone anymore, so it's like not that big of a deal. The big win here is that we don't have to have lightning cables for this one device in a world that everything else uses USB-C. But if you've ever tried to actually transfer anything from an iPhone to anything else that's like a big video file or something, it's a nightmare. Having actually fast USB-C would be great, but you gotta pay a premium for that one. God, just so much technology bullshit today. Here we go. Have you played a video game? I know I have. Have you played a video game that was made with Unity? You probably have if you play video games. If you're not familiar, Unity is a game engine, kind of like Unreal Engine, and it's especially popular among the indie crowd. And also, Unity just announced a new pricing structure where they're going to charge you based on the number of installs of your game. I want to be clear, not first-time installs, not number of people playing your game, number of installs. You will owe the Unity developers 20 cents every time somebody installs your game after a certain amount of income. So that means if one person installs your game and then uninstalls it and then reinstalls it, that's 40 cents. I cannot stress enough how little sense this makes, and developers are not happy about it. They're pretty fucking irate. Some of them are saying that they're just gonna drop Unity forever because this is not the first time that Unity's made some dumb decisions with how you have to pay them. The backlash has been swift and hard, and it'll be interesting to see if they stick with this or repeal it. Like, I cannot stress enough, this makes no sense. Imagine if every time you wanted to search something on Google, it cost you money. But then if you searched the same thing twice, they charged you the same amount both times. Imagine that the way that parking pricing at like an apartment complex or something was charged based on the number of times that you entered your parking spot. I guess that's what a parking meter is. But still, there has been more devastating natural disasters that I kind of have to talk about. It's wild. I was hoping to avoid bummers, but the Earth did not want to avoid bummers. Flooding in Libya has claimed thousands of lives, anywhere between 2,000 and 5,000 at the time of recording. A massive storm caused multiple dams to break, which resulted in devastating flooding in the city of Derna. Entire neighborhoods have been washed away. Thousands of people are missing. The death toll is expected to continue to rise. The current higher estimates are like 5,000. It's probably going to go up into the double-digit thousand. This is, of course, on the heels of the earthquake in Morocco that claimed thousands of lives, and the destructive hurricane fire of Maui, and all of the hurricanes we've been getting this season. There's nothing you can really do. It's natural disasters. Some of them are caused by climate change. Some of them are just fucking bad luck. Again, take care of yourself. If you want to donate, again, I've included links in my newsletter. All right, we're doing it again. Okay, stretch with me. We're gonna stretch the vibes out. Get a good deep stretch in those vibes. All right, bring them back up. On this day in 1814, during the War of 1812, the British failed to take Baltimore, which resulted in the writing of a poem that would ultimately become the U.S. national anthem. Notably, the original poem was called The Defense of Fort McHenry. It's American history. I don't need to tell you it was racist. Some of those lyrics from the original poem didn't make their way into the national anthem version of the poem. for obvious reasons. Lightning round. McDonald's plans to remove all self-service soda fountains from their shops. U.S. Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has announced intentions to move forward with an impeachment inquiry against Biden. There's not really a reason to be doing this, except for he's getting pressured from his right flank, and he's a spineless coward. Joe Biden's not my guy, but really? The escaped murderer in Pennsylvania has been captured. He previously broke into someone's house and got a gun, which was a pretty big threat, but he's captured now. There's going to be a press conference. The press conference is actually happening as I'm recording this, so details will come out today. A massive antitrust trial against Google has started this week, and this is one of the biggest antitrust, anti-monopoly trials the DOJ has brought against a tech company in like 20 years. The FDA has approved a COVID booster shot for everybody above the age of 5. A major Roblox developer conference was canceled after one of their developers was being unruly, fighting with police, and then had a gun with him in a high-capacity magazine. And finally for today, the race has come to an end, as Nintendo will no longer be updating their Mario Kart Tour mobile game. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Stuff Keeps Happening. Head to stuffkeepshappening.online for sources, bonus content, and continued black market updates for Mario Kart Tour. My name is Endeavorance. I'll be back on Friday. Take care and be well.